Hello YouTubers, this is Cessna Ace back again with another video disc ads video in fact. Now, not this past weekend, but the weekend before that, my wife and I went out and we hit some local stores that sell used DVDs. We went to a thrift store and we picked up several DVDs there, and then we hit the Salvation Army and picked up a lot of DVDs there, because there they are 3 for $5, which is a bargain. Now, I still had roughly 75 that I had already had in my collection, but I hadn't gotten to adding to my collection, if you get that. I hadn't yet cataloged them or carded them or anything like that, so I've been busy adding those and also adding the ones that I purchased last weekend, and I'm still getting DVDs in from various sources. Alright, now in a previous video I know I mentioned that we have several of the streaming services like Netflix, and we have Amazon Prime Video, and we have Disney Plus, and we have Hulu, and we're going to be getting HBO Max and so forth. The problem with streaming services though is that content is forever disappearing. Sometimes it'll move from one provider to another, say for example from Netflix to Disney Plus. Sometimes it is rotated out and kept out for a certain period of time, and then they bring it back. And sometimes it just disappears and you don't know where it reappears. Now my wife apparently has an app on her phone where she can find out where everything is, because I'll tell her the name of a movie or TV series and she'll get her phone. Well, she's usually got it with her, and it's on Netflix, or it's on Amazon Prime Video, or it's on Acorn, which we don't have Acorn. Anyway, something that happened recently, which brought home the need for physical media, is we had our entire CD music library collection at iTunes, in the cloud, whatever. Well, our entire collection disappeared recently. So my wife has been re-importing everything, and we've got hundreds upon hundreds of CDs from all over the world. And it just so happened this was the one that she imported into our account recently. I should say re-imported. Now this first one is one that my wife picked up a couple years ago, and I mentioned that before. She had given me as a gift for one year for Christmas about 50 or so of these dollar DVDs. This one is a documentary called Big Rig, and it is from Screen Media, catalog number SDSM-05. List of all the awards that it has won. Okay, now this is a really good horror movie, a British horror movie from 1964. Somebody had uploaded it to YouTube, and that's where I watched it recently, and I really liked this movie, so I went to Amazon UK and ordered it, because that video may be taken down. There may be a copyright strike in the future against it, who knows. And plus, a lot of the sites that upload movies for free, for you to watch for free, they cut off the ending. And so I wanted to make sure to get the whole movie. This is a really good, well, I said it was a horror movie, but it's more like a thriller with horror elements. As I said, from 1964, this is The Black Torment. And I was following along with the movie, and I thought I had everything figured out, and then there was a twist. And the twist made sense. So I thought, okay, And then there was another twist, and it made sense. Okay. But I don't know if the YouTube upload is complete. I want to make sure I have the entire film. And like I said, it might disappear from YouTube at some point. Bonus features. Actors Annette Whitley and Roger Croucher recall working on The Black Torment. This is rated for 12 years and over. From Screenbound. Okay. Another one of these dollar specials. This is Blue Ridge Fall. From Screen Media. Catalog number STSM-42. TV edited version. But as I had mentioned in my previous video on video disc ads, whenever I go to IMDb and look up a movie such as this, its official running time will match the running time of the TV edited version. So I don't know if that's the only version that exists, or if nobody has bothered to add any other versions or what have you. Alright, this is one that we picked up, used. I had trouble getting the sticker off of it. I got it at one of the local thrift stores. I remember distinctly this one, while most of theirs were $2, some were $1, this one was $4. And they put the price sticker on there, the actual sticker, and then they tape the sticker on. So sometimes it's hard to get that off. But this is the director's cut of Brotherhood of the Wolf. This is a French film. It has as an option English language or French. This, I looked this up also. It runs 11 minutes longer than what's listed out at IMDb. Running time is 2 hours and 31 minutes. Now, the Leonard Maltin Movie Guide says that this is a really weird film. So, it's one of those, I think these are called keeper cases. I make out 2 index cards for every video in my collection. The one that I put inside the case is more basic and leaves more room for the dates that I watch them, whereas the ones that I keep on file have a lot more information for each release. This is a 2-disc set. There's disc 1 and disc 2. The only thing I removed from in here is they place a black strip in the cases. I read an article some years back that I think explains why they do that. It's to track where they go after they've been purchased, to see what demographic is interested in that particular movie. I don't know if that's what actually is going on or not with those. I remove them. And as you can see, it's usually a painless procedure with no residue. I've only had problems with one trying to remove it. "40 minutes of additional footage in the deleted scenes section, and documentaries and storyboards and all that good stuff." I think this was probably worth $4. Okay, I showed this once before when I showed what I got for Christmas, because this is one of the DVDs that I got for Christmas from my wife. This is a movie that I first saw my wife watching the end of on Disney Plus, and then I watched it on Disney Plus, and I liked it so much I decided to get a physical copy. David Niven, Helen Hayes, and Jodie Foster. in Candle Shoe. I don't think Disney has gotten around to remaking this yet. Hopefully they don't, because this version, shot almost entirely in England, is pretty much perfect. And let's see. It's in widescreen, aspect ratio 1.85 to 1, enhanced for 16:9, Spanish subtitles, French language track, and so forth. Now, the only other Jodie Foster movie they have on Disney Plus is Freaky Friday, which they've already remade twice. Now, the first movie she made at Disney is not on Disney Plus, at least not yet. And it's strange. After making that movie, she went and made Taxi Driver for Martin Scorsese, where she played a 14-year-old prostitute. And then she went back and made 2 more movies at Disney. Alright. This one I think was only $2. It's an animated version of A Christmas Carol, called Christmas Carol, the movie, with Simon Callow, Kate Winslet, and Nicolas Cage. Okay, I got this in one of the discount bins at Walmart. This is something they call Remake Rewind, where they have the original film version and then remake. Now, the original, which came out in 1950, I don't think my wife or kids believed me when I told them this, but I saw it at school. I don't remember what grade I was in, but they showed the original DOA. And then they have the 1988 remake. Now, I don't know how good the remake is, but the original is a classic. The original and redone, 2 movies in 1. That is from Mill Creek. Okay, this is one I picked up used, I think at the Salvation Army. Drive Me Crazy. From what I understand, after purchasing this isn't a very good movie, but what the hey. It is from 20th Century Fox Home Entertainment. And I'm wondering, will 20th Century Fox films continue to be released by Fox on home media, or will they be distributed by Disney? I don't know. I know that Disney is dropping the Fox name, and so 20th Century Fox is becoming 20th Century Films or Productions or whatever. Okay, this is if I remember correctly, a British-German co-production, The Flying Scotsman. Includes widescreen and full screen versions. Well, since we only watch DVDs on a flat screen, I think we'll be sticking with the widescreen. Okay, Treat Williams in The Fraternity from Screen Media, catalog number SDSM-47. Thriller, TV edited version. And just a synopsis on the back, nothing else to speak of. Okay, flipping. This is from Screen Media, release SDSM-45. Frankie and Johnny are married. Do tell. The synopsis basically has that these two straight males pose as a gay couple for tax purposes. I think this is an Australian movie, but I would have to double check, and I'm in the middle of recording right now, so I'm not going to do that. Comedy, TV edited version. Length 95 minutes, year 2003. I mentioned this one already, and I showed it when I showed what I got for Christmas. So this is the last time you'll be seeing it unless I do a review of it. This is got Barbara Harris, Jodie Foster, and John Astin in the original Freaky Friday. Screenplay by Mary Rogers, I think her name is. Yes, who wrote the original book that it's based on. This is the only film version of Freaky Friday that was written, had the screenplay written by the same woman who wrote the book. So, in my mind, that makes this the definitive version. Plus, this is from the 70s when Disney was still making a lot of slapstick films. Candle Chew has a great slapstick ending, and this has some great slapstick in it too that neither remake has, and has charm that the last remake didn't. You could say that the first remake they did was okay. That's the one with Lindsay Lohan, I believe, and I can't think of her name right now. It'll come to me. All right, this is The Frightened Woman. This is a UK release from Shameless Home Entertainment. This is the version of my film to watch, as quoted the director as saying, which you would think they would access. This is the version of my film to watch, but this is the version of my film to watch. She's as kinky as she's slinky. And yes, I have a way to play PAL standard DVDs. Now, if this were region encoded for region 2, I'd still be able to watch it, but it's encoded for region 0. Picked this one up at Walmart. This is Geostorm. Basic premise is that they devise a system, a technology to control the weather, in an effort to combat global warming and that sort of thing, climate change. And then there is a problem and everything runs amok. At least that's the gist I got from reading the synopsis. Okay, been wanting to watch this film. I've got a sizable Godzilla collection on DVD, but I don't have them all because there's 30 or so. This is the second American Godzilla movie. The first one by TriStar is an abomination. I do have it. This one was a co-production between Warner Brothers and Toho. And wait, this is supposed to be a good film, so I shall see. Okay, Lauren Bacall is in, I'm only mentioning her name because I can't pronounce the other three. Gone Dark. This is from Screen Media. Release SDSM-49. Okay, from what I understand, this is a bad movie. Big budget bad movie. But for the price it was selling for at Walmart, I couldn't pass it up. It was in this $3.79 bin, or is it the $3.49 bin? I can't remember, but it's $3 something. This was made more for the Chinese market than the Western market, but it does have Matt Damon in it. The Great Wall. Now I have another one of these films that was aimed primarily at the Chinese market. 1911 with Jackie Chan. And it's okay if you watch it going in knowing that it's a propaganda film. And I'm anticipating the same for this. Now this is a movie I saw in the theater when it came out way back when. Steven Spielberg presents Gremlins. Now I went and saw the sequel too, which had Christopher Lee in it, as I recall. A whole host of extras. So, Gremlins. Also have this on VHS. Okay, a terrifying journey into the paranormal. Hell's Gate. This is from Screen Media, release SDSM-50. Speaking of the paranormal, I had another experience last night. I've mentioned in the past that my wife has had some paranormal experiences. She has seen a ghost, and it was later determined to be her grandmother's grandfather. So it was somebody that she had never met in life before, but it was someone who had existed. And the other event occurred when she was in her late uncle's house with her sister, helping to decide what was to be kept and what was to be thrown out. And at one point, she was rather strongly shoved from behind, but there was no one behind her. Now, I've mentioned in the past that I have had several of these kind of things happen to me. I haven't actually seen a ghost. I've had one speak into my ear, or a spirit, very loudly and clearly. But all she was saying was my name, over and over again. Mark, Mark, Mark. And as soon as I realized what was going on, I couldn't hear it anymore. But I was fully awake. Then there was the time that I had a visit from my late grandmother in a dream. Now you might be thinking, well, you just dreamed about her. No, there is a difference. I can tell you that for the rest of my life, I will remember every detail of that dream. Unlike most other dreams where I have vivid recall the next day and no recall the day after. But I still remember every detail of that dream. I have also had 2 instances where there was no one around me. I was alone. In one case, I was standing in line at the credit union, and someone did this, the back of my shirt, and I looked behind me, and there was nobody there. And then the second time it happened, I was standing right over there in the kitchen, looking out the window, and I was the only one in the house. And I felt this behind, tugging on the back of my shirt. I looked behind me, nobody there. Now, the one that I had last night, I was probably lying in bed a little too long, but I was awake. I had started to wake up, and I was at the point where I knew I was waking up. Anyway, I felt this on my shoulder. I thought it was my wife, home from work, telling me, "Okay, you lazy bum, get out of bed." No one there. Anyway, there's that. All right, Morgan Freeman and Matt Damon, a film by Clint Eastwood, Invictus. This is from Warner Brothers Home Entertainment or Warner Brothers Home Video, depending on what era this came out in, distributed by Warner Home Video. Okay, Brendan Fraser, Paul Bettany, Helen Mirren, and Jim Broadbent, Inkheart. With my dyslexia, I always have to look twice to make sure when they use a funky style like that, font or what have you, I have to look at it twice to make sure I'm reading it correctly. And last but not least in this video, still sealed and everything, Christine Nigan, I don't know. Invisible centerfolds. Which, I don't know what the point is. You know, centerfolds, why would you want them to be invisible? Anyway, original trailers and blooper and outtake reel. I don't know, but they look pretty visible to me. This is from Bayview and Retro Media, encoded for region 1. Alright, that is going to do it for me tonight. And until next time, I guess I need to shout out somebody, shouldn't I? I'm going to go with Andrew J.M. Please consider liking this video, and if you're not already a subscriber, hitting the subscribe button, and check down below, there will be a link where you could go to Patreon/CessnaAce if you wish to contribute there. I still am going to be doing those comic book ad videos. I just haven't been able to get to where I can sort them because there are 3 large packages. Received 1 each month from Things from Another World, and the total amounts to over $1,000 for those 3 packages. But I can't sort through them because my wife is going to be rearranging everything in the living room, so she keeps telling me to hold off on that. So I'm holding off on that, but as soon as I can sort through everything, I will be sorting through everything, because in another 2 weeks or so, they'll be sending me another package. Until next time, stay awesome.